All right. Good evening, Burbs. So tonight we're gonna take a look at altcoins. So no Bitcoin tonight, only altcoins. So what I'm looking at today is this blue list here with a lot of different coins. So I'm gonna try to keep this live stream about 30 minutes long. So we'll have to be quick here, and I'll just scroll through like a quick overview of what I'm looking at here. And first, I'm gonna take a look at the Theta or Theta or whatever, because Crypto Sweeney in a Nest Club had something to say about it. And if you guys want me to chart anything, if you have any requests, just type it in the chat, and I'll take a look at it. All right. So first of all, let's take a look at Theta. Let's see if we can get his chart up. I hope this is okay to actually show this chart. I mean, TA can be personal, so hopefully I'm not screwing with him here, but hopefully that's okay. So what I'm interested in here is the 21 EMA. Being confident with support. These lines here, not really interested in. I don't really trade off trend lines or patterns or anything like that. I only trade off horizontal support and resistances. So let's take a look at the daily 21 EMA and see if it's confident with any major or minor support and resistance areas. Alright, so he's saying we have the 21 EMA being confident with medium time frame support. Alright, so let's take a look at Theta. God, I don't know how the fuck I should pronounce this. Like Theta, whatever. I don't know what it is, but it looks interesting. Alright, so I have this zone marked out here. Alright, yeah, I'll add ETH USD to the list. Binance, where is Binance? Oh, USDT should probably be Binance. Alright, so Theta. Yeah, we have this yellow line here being the 21 EMA. Let's see where we have 21 EMA on the weekly. Yeah, 21 on the weekly is down here. The 55, this green one, 55 exponential on the weekly. I like how that one is actually right above this should be green area, should be green support. So let's keep that in mind. We have the 55 exponential on the weekly right above this buy zone. With price, it looks like price is touching it right now. And the yellow 21 exponential on the daily is actually right where the green 55 is. So that's some nice confluence here. We had a bounce of the 200 simple here, this white line, recently. And we started trading upwards after that one, reclaiming the 21 EMA. Now trading above all major moving averages on the daily, so it's looking very good. We never really got a daily open and close below the 21 EMA after reclaiming it. So yeah, I mean, price action is looking good. What I don't like about this chart, I would like to have this retest be like more rounded. I know I keep talking about the rounded retest, but for me and for my trading style, it's very important. I'd like to see a rounded retest like this one. Obviously this one failed, but if we had some more space between, like, for example, if these candles were higher up and we had no wicks touching support, that would be a perfect first retest setup for me, and I would probably go long on the first retest. This one right here, I'm not really keen on. You know, I don't like these wicks. It's still looking good. I mean, you could long here, definitely, with a stop below probably this wick here. Let's look at the 4 hour. Moving averages on the 4 hour isn't really telling us much. Alright, so we actually had a very nice rounded retest on the 4 hour. I like this. I really like this. This is a perfect rounded retest with no touches in between. First retest here. As you can see here, we had bearish market structure in the 4 hour with lower lows and lower highs. We then had a break in market structure here, forming higher lows and potentially higher highs here. So looking good. I mean, you have this perfect support area here acting as resistance here. Resistance here breaks up support, and price is now trading upwards with the 21 EMA being used to support. So yeah, I like this. How would a setup look like? I'm not sure, to be honest. I think it's pretty messy. We had a lot of price action down here. I'm not really seeing any like super obvious. Well, actually, I might. Right. So what I'm watching here for a potential stop loss is this wick here, and I like this wick here and this area here. I would like to keep my stop below, let's say 1220. Let's say 1220. Yeah, 1220. Let's see how wide of a stop loss that would be. Let's say we layer some bids in this area and we get filled with an average entry right in the middle of the support, somewhere around this area, right on this wick here. So that would bring us, it's the wrong one, that would bring us to a 6% stop loss. That's good, especially considering like I want to have like the first take profit should be at least 2R. You should never enter a trade, in my opinion, if you can't take profits at the first trouble area with a 2R. So basically, at the first take profit area, you want to, if you risk 1% of your portfolio, you should be able to take off, like you should be able to get at least 2% on this trade. So the first trouble area, I would say, I mean this chart is pretty messy. I don't like all these wicks and this tight price action, right? I like, for me to take a setup, I want a more clean chart, like more, you know, clean setup. I want the setup to be pretty much obvious, and I'm not really seeing an obvious setup here. But if I had to take a long here, I would probably take profits between the first take profit between 1450 and 1480, and I would like to see a move up into this area around 1676. So that's basically how I would view this. I'm seeing, you know, bounce on the 200 simple, and we're kind of following the 21 EMA upwards with bullish price action and a bullish break in market structure in the 4 hour. So that's how I would play it. Let's move on, because I'm spending way too much time on a single pair. I gotta be quicker if I'm gonna do this in 30 minutes. All right, so NXS, Nexus versus Bitcoin. Let's first look at the weekly. We have a potential W in the weekly. A W in the weekly is a very good bottom formation, and when we break this level, being the neckline of the W, when we break that to the upside, I want a long retest of the neckline for a potential move higher. And as you can see here, we have like I would probably long this area somewhere between this high and this candle close here for a move up. That's like a 60% move, so pretty good. On the higher time frames, if we get a high time frame reversal here, with this being the double bottom or a weekly W, it's looking very good. So where would I enter? Let's look at the current prices here. So as you can see here, this yellow line here, this 21 EMA on the weekly, lines up perfectly with the midpoint of the RLC, and If you don't know what the RLC is, I have a video in on my channel called RLC something. I don't know which one it is. I should probably link it in. You will probably see a link to the video in the end of this video or in the description. So the 21 EMA lines up perfectly with the midpoint of the RLC. So let's see if we have any other major moving averages in that area. Alright, so we have this white line being the 200 simple. I like watching the 200 simple on alts on a daily. It tends to have, you know, capture price action pretty nicely. On this particular alt, I'm not really, I mean, right, you can see it being used as resistance here, breaking above, bounces here, but like it's not very super clean. I think the 200 simple, the 200 EMA is much cleaner here with this rejection here and this rejection here. So I think I like this area here because it's also confluent with, like, when I see this type of confluence, I tend to be very interested in buying, because you have this support area right here being confluent with the midpoint of the RLC. You have the 200 simple right below the support level, and you have the 21 EMA on the weekly right here. So I would like to buy. Actually, let's see where we have the weekly and monthly open and closes. Alright, so not really much to go off here. No, nothing really. I would like to see a reclaim of this area. The setup would look something like this. Like when looking at a setup this much forward in time, because it's not active at all, it's not even it's just a planned setup. So I would like to first I would like this level to be taken, you know, price to break it out God, I can't speak. I would like to see price break out of this area to the upside first before this setup would be valid, right? So where would I put my stops? Probably right below the RLC. Somewhere in this area. Again, it's all depending on how price action looks at when price actually breaks this level to the upside, but something like this, right? Enter in this area, stop below the RLC, first take profit would be this trouble area up here, and then the second take profit would be the completion of the weekly W, like this. Alright, so that's NXS. Let's take a look at Algo BTC. Alright, so this is Algo BTC. How long have I actually been streaming? Let's see. 12 minutes. Alright. Algo BTC on the weekly. We got the 21 EMA on the weekly being confluent with this resistance up here, this red box resistance here. So some nice confluence in that area. Looking at the daily, we have the... I really like this one. On the daily, we have the 200 simple, this white line right here. We have the 21 EMA here. Price came down into support, bounced off the 21 EMA, never closed the daily below, closed the daily below this support, and we are now trading above the 200 simple on a daily and the weekly open. What I would like to see for Algo BTC, I would like to see a reaction here, and I would like to see price come down and test this weekly open level here for a move up to the order block EQ here. So let's see why I got this one marked out. Alright, so this area right here, not really sure, but I'm liking it. I probably had my good reasons why marking this one out. Is it a weekly candle? No. Daily? Yes, it's a daily breaker, looks like. The EQ being rejected here. On the 4 hour, we got some nice price action here, rejected by the bottom of this block here and rejected by the EQ here. And yeah, so next time, this is major resistance up here. So we have bearish market structure right here on the 4 hour, and we then have a break in market structure right here. Also, I need to show you something else, because this price action really reminds me of Bitcoin, right? Really reminds me of Bitcoin. This is a textbook example of how a bullish break in market structure looks like, and how I would like to see my setup form on the lower time frames. So let's take a look at Bitcoin here. I'm just going to show you quick what I mean here. So here we have the bearish market structure on the 4-hour with the lower highs and the lower lows, right? Then we have this pivot point here where we start creating higher lows and potentially higher highs, right? So as you can see, this price section right here, where we have a bearish market structure on the 4-hour, it breaks to the market structure turns from bearish to bullish right here by breaking this structure, this downtrend structure, just like we had on algo, right? 4-hour downtrend, 4-hour uptrend, weekly open getting reclaimed. We have not tested the weekly open since we broke it to the upside. So where do I want to long? Well, obviously I want to long this area, and for anyone who trades horizontal support and resistances, it should be pretty obvious why I want to long this area. It's basically untested support. Alright, so how would the setup look like? Well, I mean, look at how beautifully the white 200 simple comes in right on the weekly open. So how would the setup look like? Long the weekly open, take profit up here for a 20% move. Where should I have my stop? So I need to have my stop below the 21 EMA, always below the 21 EMA. Like, obviously I don't like these wicks. I don't like these wicks. Let's look at 4-hour. How does look at the 4-hour? Alright, so for this setup to be valid, for this idea to be valid, is I don't want to enter this 4-hour downtrend again. Because we just broke the 4-hour downtrend to the upside. I don't want to enter this kind of like channel or whatever you want to call it. So if we come down here, that's obviously going back down into the channel. But I would say, like, for a fairly tight stop, you could probably see, yeah, I would probably place it somewhere in this region. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I need to take a closer look in this one after the stream, but somewhere in this region here, below this level, right? I definitely don't want to see a lower low here, right? Actually, I think this is a pretty wide stop, but I like to keep a wide stop just to be safe, right? Alright, so that's algo. Pretty simple setup. Actually, this purple line here is a 200 exponential. I would probably want to see, I'll probably take profits on a 200 simple. Yeah, so not really good R trade, but still a decent setup. Good example of how I like to trade. Alright, so that's algo. Let's take a look at ICX. Oh man, this is beautiful. Just look at this chart, right? It's pretty nice, right? We had this massive, if you guys remember this crazy move, like, fuck that, that's insane. I can go in 350%. Oh my god, that's an mini alt season, isn't it? Alright, so we had this support right here, should be resistance right now. We broke this area to the upside here, came down and tested it a couple of times before breaking down. We now have a rounded retest from the bottom. Could very well be a bearish retest, but what I'm looking for here is this type of move, right? So just like we had here, I'm looking for this, like this type of move I want to see. I want to have, just like we had here, I want to see here, like I just want to see a repeat of price action here. A rounded retest on the daily is what I'm looking at. Like, so where do we have confirmation of this area breaking to the upside? Well, I would argue that the best confirmation is a daily open and close above. But if the alt market starts to move together with Bitcoin upwards again, we could very well see this one not even retesting this level, just breaking out and continue upwards for about a 35% move, right? But I'm gonna play it safe this time because I have a feeling that the altcoin market isn't really gonna perform very well next week or so, but that's just a feeling. So you shouldn't listen to your feelings when trading. So that's bad advice. Like, don't care about the feelings, right? Just trade what you're seeing, and if I get a rounded retest, I'm gonna buy here, and I'm gonna put my stops below these 2 weeks and this open here. All right, so that's icon, very simple setup. I haven't even looked at the moving averages. All right, so look at how beautifully it bounced off the 21 EMA here. So looking pretty good. Let's look at 4 hour. Nothing really interesting here. Nice bullish break in market structure in the 4 hour, just like we've seen on all other charts we looked at. Alright, so that's ICX. Let's take a look at Loom. We have an active setup for Loom in the Nest Club. So the idea here is to buy a retest of 200 simple, a rounded retest of the 200 simple, being confident with the support area right here. I mean, it's not looking perfect, I gotta be honest. I'm not really liking this price action. We really need to bounce here. So if you're in Loom, I mean, it's just a 7% stop loss for a pretty good 30% gain, right? And I like this type of price action. This rounded retest could have been more rounded, I guess, but in a couple of days we'll probably see the 21 EMA crossing the 200 simple to the upside. My hope is that price action will stay above the 200 simple when that happens, and if that happens, I'll expect to move higher, right? I will probably raise my stop to the entry point pretty quickly on this one, probably even at take profit 1, because it's not looking perfect. Let's leave it at that. A little bit nervous, to be honest, a little bit nervous, but I gotta, like, I have an idea. I gotta let that idea play out. Can't bail right now, right? Because we're right in the entry zone. All right, so Algo USDT. Not sure why I want to take a look at this one, but all right. Yeah, so we're having the 21 EMA crossing the 200 simple to the upside. Very nice, very, very nice. This support zone right here, looking good. I kind of wish I bought the 200 simple down here. This is looking good. Is it too late to enter? Probably. Yeah, probably. Maybe if you come down and test this area again. I mean, that would be a second retest, and I'm not really interested in buying second retest. But if we take out this area to the upside, this area right here, if we manage to break out here and reclaim this area, we might be in for a pretty nice move. And yeah, that's also confident with the purple 200 EMA. So yeah, breaking the 200 EMA to the upside with daily open and close above, I would long the retest for a move up into this area right here. Yeah, so nice 40% move. So that's Algo USDT. Let's take a look at Monaco, MCO, BTC. So it's holding the weekly 21 EMA. It's looking pretty good. I would like to see a break of this area right here. So that's actually like a 10% move for current prices, but I would not trade in this area right now. I would like to see price break this red box resistance to the upside, and depending on where the moving averages are in this situation and when we actually break this level to the upside, I would like to go long here and target this area up here, something like this. Yeah, something like that. Alright, so that's MCO, Nebel. So what do we have here? So this is looking pretty good. Wait a minute. My camera is shut off. I don't really know why it keeps doing that. Like after 30 minutes or so, it just shuts off. All right. So pretty nice move from Neblio here. We like the move that broke the 200 simple to the upside. This white line really started the pump and took us up here for a nice 50 to 60% move here. We are now trading above the 21 EMA here. We bounced off this support area here, so I kind of like Neblio here. We need to reclaim this purple line here, the 200 EMA. Actually, I think I would like to see. Yeah, I need to see this whole area cleared. So if we move above 8,687 area, I would like to maybe long a retest, but I get some alarms at this area just to see how price action and where the moving averages are when we break this area to the upside. So right now this price action is way too sharpy for me to take a long here. You could probably long the 21 EMA here, but it's been tested so many times before, and no obvious setup here. Bad BTC. I know a lot of people talk about bad BTC in the Nest Club, so gotta take a look at it. So what I'm looking at mainly is we have this weekly range here. Range low here got swept. We retested range low here. Let's make this a little bit bigger. So we retested the range low here, and we're now moving upwards. I can see this becoming a weekly W. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. If we break this this area here, the neckline of the weekly W, I would long like a long retest like this for a move up the range EQ, break that to the area. I would do the same thing, long retest up the range high. So let's zoom in and see what we got on the daily. Alright, so I had we're above all the major moving averages on the daily. We see the 21 EMA crossing the 200 EMA to the upside here, looking very good. I can't remember setting a setup on this one actually, but it's looking very good. Getting filled right now. Damn, this is looking very nice actually. Maybe I should actually put out a setup on this one. I gotta talk to the other analysts and see what they say. Maybe I should put out a setup on this one. I quite like this price action. So yeah, the idea here is to price break the 200, broke the 200 EMA to the upside, and we're now coming down to retest it. So that will be the first retest of the bull cross between the 21 EMA and the 200 EMA. Let's see where we have the weekly opens. Alright, so this is beautiful. We have the weekly open right here. So that's looking pretty good. We might see a move back down to the weekly open, then continue higher. So obviously the price, like the market structure, is would say bearish right now. We should not trade below this low here. Doing so would probably invalidate this idea. But yeah, I quite like this idea, so I might post a setup on this one. Let's take a look at ETC BTC. ETC BTC. Let's start off by looking at the weekly. So when looking for setups, I always begin by looking at the weekly. So you always have to like look at, especially, well, I do with my trading style, I always have to look at the weekly first, the higher time frames, and then go down and kind of drill down into the lower time frames. I'm seeing a lot of action on Bitcoin. I just have to check Bitcoin quick. Alright, so we're dumping right now. Sorry guys, I gotta leave the altcoins for a minute. I'm seeing some movement on Bitcoin and I kinda have to watch this one. Alright, so BTC USD on Bitstamp, we're dumping down into the support here. Let's see if we have... Alright, so we're down on the 50-minute range. We're down... It ranged low. Let's see if this one holds. If this level breaks, we'll probably... I'm gonna look for a move down here. 5%. Yeah, so that's 2.5. Damn it. Doesn't line up. So goodbye bit. Alright, so let's continue with ETC BTC. Sorry guys, just had to check my positions on Bitcoin. ETC BTC. Weekly. It looks like it wants to retest the 21 EMA on the weekly. We had the break and retest here, but it looks like ETC wants to come down. I would not be surprised to see it retest the RLC of this move here. See if we get it. So I would not be surprised to see ETC come down and retest the RLC of this move, and the RLC is actually also, as you can see, confluent with alright, so I've already done 30 minutes, so yeah, fuck it, let's just do an hour or something. Alright, so you have the midpoint of the RLC being confluent with the close, open and close here, and it kind of looks like a general support area, right? If the 21 EMA on the weekly would be down here, that would be like the perfect buy, to buy the breakout level being confluent with the major moving average on the weekly. So like I can't really see a decent, like, super obvious setup on this one, and when I can't find a super obvious setup, I'm not really interested in taking the trade ride. Looking at the daily, it really looks like the RLC is acting like a magnet, right? We also have the 200 EMA and the 200 SMA, the purple and the white, kind of converging inside the RLC. So yeah, ETC probably comes down to retest the RLC. That's a pretty huge move down, right? But I wouldn't mind it. I'm not in a position, and like maybe the... Do we have a weekly open or a monthly open down here? Yeah, so not really giving us much. So for that's the bearish case, right? And I really think it's moving down. But whatever I think, it doesn't really matter, right? Because I'm not here to trade what I think is going to happen. I trade what I see is happening, right? So we have the weekly open right here at 96.41. So 96 for the one is the weekly open, so that would be the first sign of strength, right? Would be a reclaim of the weekly open. Confluent with, well, yeah, looks nice. I like this level. So if we actually, I like this one better. I like this one, the high up here. That's the level I want to see reclaimed for a move higher. Like the weekly reclaiming the weekly open would be a start, obviously, but this is the level that needs to break to the upside or get reclaimed for me to feel confident in longing this. And like that's only like an 8% move from this support area up here, so I would much rather just wait for price to reclaim this green box here around 10,900 sats, being confident with the 21 EMA on the daily. So reclaim this area and the 21 EMA on the daily, and that's where I would be looking to long ETC. Otherwise, I'm fairly bearish on this one, and it looks like it wants to come down and test RLC. All right, which one should we look at next? XRP, good old Ripple coin. So, did we take a look at Ripple? I don't think we did. I have a setup here. Maybe we took... Yeah, I think I showed this idea on yesterday's stream. There's just so many coins. Like I get like 200 alarms every day on different coins. It's hard to keep track of them all. All right, so what I'm seeing right now on the 4 hour W right here, break the W to the upside. Long retest, targeting this order block EQ up here at the weekly open, nicely right here. Let's see if we have some moving averages on the daily. All right, so beautiful right here. We have the 21 EMA about to cross the 200 simple to the upside, bull cross here on XRP. So yeah, this is looking pretty good for bounce upwards. So the idea here is probably long retest of this bull cross, targeting the 200 EMA here or this EQ order block EQ up here, probably the 200 EMA. My stop loss would be, I don't know where I would put it actually. 28 for a quick scalp, maybe. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see if this works out. Just as an idea, and also like watch how this price action right here and this wick right here kind of lines up perfectly with the midpoint of this support with like the, yeah, I'm looking good. I like this. I'm not gonna trade it because I don't like these wicks. I'm not gonna trade it. Theta, we take a look at that one. XMR. Well, this is looking interesting, right? We have the 200 simple being confluent with the high of the RLC and this support area right here. We already had the bull cross between the 21 EMA and the 200 simple. The idea here would be to and it kind of looks like it worked out pretty good, right? So the idea would to basically long this support. I think I covered XLM Stellar yesterday on yesterday's stream. So the idea was to long this support being confluent with the 200 simple and the high of the RLC. So yeah, looks like it's going to work out pretty well for a nice 2.5 hour. Let's see. I'm just reading some in the chat. Got a question in the Nest Club chat from a user on Algo. I should probably send him a link to replay because I think we did Algo. Mana, I have an active setup of Mana. Boom, perfectly touched the buy zone. Very nice, very nice. I think it hit take profit 3 just now. Yeah, should have done. Alright, damn, it's a pretty nice one. 30% move in just a couple of days. Alright, so this is like this setup I remember posting a while back, and basically what I did here was I pulled up the chart and I saw the support area, and I thought, with this rounded retest, with this potential rounded retest, I'm just gonna buy the first retest, right? And so like that's why I want to see like a clean chart like this one. When you have a clean chart and a clean levels, that's where you want to go long, right? That's where you can buy the first retest without it even looking at the moving average or anything. Obviously the win rate is going to be lower when you only look at horizontals, but when it's this clean, I'd like to, you know, take the risk, and it's a very small risk. I mean, the trade is an 8R trade, which is phenomenal, right? So when you find that kind of setups, just take it, whatever. You need to try it out, right? Alright, so let's see if we have another one. Okay, so finally, ETH BTC. No, ETH USD. So I'm shorting this on Binance on the USDT pair, because I very rarely trade Ethereum on leverage. I mostly trade it on spot, actually, on Binance. Alright, so like Ethereum had a crazy run here, pretty much went parabolic here. So when you have this kind of move, you expect a retrace sometime soon, right? Because yeah, this type of price action is not gonna be sustainable for very long. So looking at these two levels here, we broke this area here to the upside and retested it, and we are now about to break this area here to the upside. Like if we get a repeat of this type of price action that we're seeing here, if we get this type of price action up here, I would be comfortable longing Ethereum here, but we should see a retrace. But how would this setup look like? Something like this. The problem when you have like two major support and resistance areas, like only 10% from each other, is it's hard to have a decent stop loss, because if this stop loss is too wide, you're gonna be too close to support, and you don't want to have your stop loss right on support, right? Because that's just a very bad idea, because that you run the risk of actually your stop loss getting hit and price just reverses into your favor after you getting stopped out, right? So I like these wicks down here. Would probably put my stop loss somewhere in this area, and if I get stopped out, I would look at longing a retest of this area. Now take profit is very interesting, right? So I'll probably use this level as my first take profit, these highs and these highs. But looking at the high time frames, if we actually start running upwards here, I think we should probably test like 366. So that's my views on Ethereum versus the dollar. Alright, so I don't think I have anything to look at. Do I have anything? Let's see if I can open my... See if I have any new alarms. Okay, so I'm getting one on VIB BTC. Let's take a look at VIB BTC. So we're supposed to be testing the 200 simple. Oh wow, yeah, this is beautiful. All right, so you probably noticed that a lot of alts look like this. This is looking very good actually. I'm gonna save that one and most probably post a setup on it. I gotta write some notes because there's so many potential setups around. So I'm gonna, let's see, we have VIB BTC potential setup. We had BAT BTC. If you guys remember me talking about another potential setup, please write in the chat. Let's see if we have this one. No. Algo, maybe. Icon, yeah, ICX. Potential setup forming an ICX. Loom, already entered that one. Algo, MCO, Nablio, nothing there. Bad BTC, that's the one. ETC, XRP. Maybe. Alright, so right now I got VIB, BAT, ICX. Let's see if we can find, let's see, REN BTC. Beautiful, retesting the 200 simple right here. Alright, so it looks like I made a setup on yesterday's stream and it didn't really work out, right? It didn't really work out at all. But REN is looking good. REN is looking really good. It's testing the 200 simple here with the 21 EMA almost coming up to this area here. So now I need to see price develop some more here. BNB BTC. BNB BTC. Testing the midpoint of the RLC. Where do we have the... Alright, so it's holding the 55 EMA to the... Alright, so... Getting a bull cross between the 21 EMA and the 55 EMA would be pretty good. We are seeing a weekly W here, with the neckline being this one here. So I would like to see BNB. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this one. I don't like this one. Strat BTC. 200 EMA. Alright, so here you see a perfect retest. Well, not really perfect, but you had a 200 SMA below this support right here. Yeah, I'm gonna save this one. I'm gonna upload a replay for you guys in the Nest Club. Yeah, I'm gonna upload everything so you can just go back and watch it later. Alright, so we had the perfect reset of the... Gonna get some water. Sorry guys, I might be slightly retarded, I think. Alright, or just tired, probably just tired. We had... I mean, look at this. This is beautiful right here. Strat BTC. Look at this. We have the 21 EMA crossing the 200 simple to the upside and the 55 EMA to the upside in the same area, while price comes down and retests all of these three. It's actually the first retest too, so very nice, very nice. If I saw this, I would have bought, and the setup would look something like this. Buy here, stops below this area, and take profit somewhere up in this region for a nice 4R trade. So that's like if you trade off horizontal levels and moving averages, these are the kinds of this one is also confluent, like that area is perfectly confluent with this 0.618 level, the top of the RLC. So when trading when trading of moving averages and horizontal support and resistances, when you have a bull cross being competent with the support level and price comes down towards it, you just buy, because that's just a high probability of a bounce. Very good setup. So how would I play strat BTC right now? Well, we had the first retest and the second retest. Right now I'm looking for this area to break to the upside. So I'm not really interested in strat BTC unless it starts breaking out from current levels. We kind of missed the setup right here. So what I want to do is I want to find this in other alts. I want to find alts that shows this type of behavior, but we haven't tested the level yet. So what I do is I go through all my alerts and I see if I can find a coin that has a similar price action, right? It could take a long time, but when I actually find a setup like that, it's usually well worth the while. Is that even a thing? Well worth the while? I don't think that's English. Maybe it is. I'm pretty sure I've heard it somewhere. Alright, so Enigma, something fundamental must have happened here. Some FA event I don't know about, because this looks like shit. I'm not gonna trade this one. This is stupid right here. Maybe you could buy down here. Wait a minute, this looks pretty good. This candle right here is just bullshit. Look at the 4 hour. Yeah, this is not looking good. But this support area down here is actually looking pretty good. Let's see if we can get something here. For a high time frame trade, this looks decent. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna save this one. And yeah, interesting. EOS. Yeah, this is nice. We have price consolidating here. Kind of trading inside this range here, breaking out, retesting here, but we haven't really had the rounded retest. Looks like we might be actually might see a retest of the 21 EMA on the weekly. Actually, we just tested it. Yeah, that would have been a good buy, I think, buying the 21 EMA on the weekly. But what I'm interested in down here is the 200 simple. We haven't tested the 200 simple yet after breaking out. So if the 200 simple comes up into this area, I would like to be a buyer of the 200 simple. So I get an alert set for when this level hits. So when this level hits, I get an alert, and if price action is looking bullish on the lower time frames, I'm most likely going to enter. So 53 minutes, let's do it. Let's make it an hour. Let's see if we can find any setups in an hour. Alright, so we had something on Verge here. Let's just extend these. Alright, I'm liking this. We have the 21 EMA, the 55 EMA, and the 99 EMA above the 200 simple, with price coming in to retest this one, and it's also the midpoint of the RLC. I'm gonna write up this one for a potential setup. I'm liking this type of price action. Van BTC. How is Bitcoin looking? So I got a range on Bitcoin on the 50-minute here. Really like this range. Look at how perfectly it, you know, broke range high for a move all the way down to range low. That would have been a very nice setup for a quick scalp. So I'm watching this range to see if I can put in a scalp later today. Scalp or scalp? Scalp. So as you can see, I gotta switch between Bitcoin and alts all the time because I'm in a Bitcoin trade and I'm looking to enter a trade here. So I gotta switch between shorts all the time, and I'm watching the Bitcoin price all the time. So if I see a big drop, I'm just gonna change short. Okay, so one chain. Look at how perfectly it touched the midpoint of the RLC and bounced here. That's the camera again. Just give me a minute. I should really fix that. Look at this one for a nice 40% move. Bounced off the midpoint of the RLC. That's what I like to see. And that's why I always hunt the RLC of a range or a move, because basically you get these very nice bounces off the midpoint of the RLC. So I like to keep my eye on the RLC at all times. All right. So one chain, not liking this. If the bull cross would be up here with price above, I would probably buy a retest, but I'm not liking the current price action, so I'm just gonna skip that one. Let's take a look at Loom. Actually, we took a look at Loom. IOTA. Oh, this is nice. Nice rounded retest of the 200 simple with all right. So we just hit the 200 simple here. We're trading below it. Actually, we hit it a lot of times in the past, so I'm not really interested in this one. QTUM. QTUM on a daily. We reclaimed this area here. Looks like it's turning into support now. The 21 EMA up here. The 200 EMA, the purple here. Rejected by the 200 EMA. 21 EMA is keeping price above this support area. It's looking good, but I'm not liking these wicks here. I'm going to wait until QTUM breaks this area to the upside. MFT. Get a weekly W in the making here. Where do we have the RLC? Actually, the RLC shouldn't be very interesting in this one. Maybe it is. Let's see. All right. So this is actually pretty interesting. Yeah, like it's these kind of like these low sats shitcoins is just hard to short. I'm just gonna stay away from these ones because it's like it's at 12 sats. If I were to have my stop loss down here, it would be a 40% loss, and up here would be a 60%. I mean, it's crazy. It doesn't really fit my type of trading style, so I'm just gonna stay away from the low sat shitcoins, right? ARN. No, not liking ARN here. BQX. All right, so it's been 59 minutes now, so I'm just gonna cancel, or well, not cancel, just gonna end the stream here. I think we've covered about 50 altcoins or something. Anyway, a lot of altcoins tonight. Hopefully you guys got a good idea of how I'm approaching the charts and what I look for in the charts. And so basically what I want to see is I look for, first of all, on the weekly, I want to see, like, do we have a weekly W? Where's the 21 EMA on the weekly? Where's the 55 EMA on the weekly? And where's the RLC of its latest strong up move? Where's the moving averages? And mainly on the weekly, I look for 21 EMA on the week, the 21 EMA. On the daily, I look for the 21 EMA, the 55 EMA, the 99 EMA, the 200 simple, the 200 EMA, and yeah, that's probably it. And on the 4 hour, I look for the 200 simple. On the 1 hour, I don't really look at moving averages. Alright, so that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream, and hopefully it was somewhat educational and maybe a little bit entertaining. Alright, so if you guys want me to short anything else in another stream, just tag me in the Discord and we'll take a look together. Alright, so hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. Alright, so I'm just rambling, so I'm just gonna say goodbye, good night, take care.